Hello, everybody. I am Mannequin. Welcome to Saute Streams. Nice try on the reset, Natal. Only I'm allowed to use the reset command. How are you all doing? Sage last name, how's it going? Puffin, konnichiwa. Bowser, how strong is my emotional dependence on fictional characters? Very, very strong. I think I have more emotional dependence on fictional characters at this point than actual characters, which may be a bad thing. Maybe I shouldn't have started streaming. Steph A75, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you around before. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Az, how's it going? Questionable Romance didn't reset. It did now. Minecraft, ayo! Kioma, hello! Yeah, so today we are going to have just a little bit of a chat about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Don't you dare rickroll me, Az. Don't you dare. No, no. Alright, so we're gonna have a little bit of chat with Breath of the Wild. As you all know, I just finished streaming Breath of the Wild, so we might run around the world a little bit, just say hi to the people. We might talk about some of the things that we liked, some of the things that we didn't like. I know a number of you have actually played this game, so I'd love it if you guys gave me your input as well. As much as possible, since this is a discussion, I want, hopefully, hopefully we all can keep the conversation in the chat a little bit on topic. How's the audio, by the way? Is the audio okay? I really liked the Zoro's Domain, so why don't we start with that? Why don't we head over to the Zoro's Domain? As you know, I've already beaten the game, so we'll just run around and say hi to some of the people. Let's just go to the Zoro's Domain. There we go. Hey, how was your walk? Alright, so here we are in Tarrytown. And you guys never actually saw me do this side quest. Tarrytown is... I think this was a really cool side quest, and I wish if I had known that this side quest was actually cool and not just a grab quest. Like, you know, a lot of quests are just like, go here, grab the stuff, and talk to the guy. So I busted those out on my own time, but Tarrytown I thought was a really cool side quest. If you guys remember, where is he? This guy right here. He was about to knock down my house, and then I said, hey, don't knock down that house, I'll buy it from you. So he stopped, and then he was sent over to build a new town, and this was actually the town that he ended up building. And at the beginning, it was just all rocks, and then eventually they have you recruit they have you recruit a Goron to help you move the stuff. Hey, how's it going, Simo? So you recruit Grayson and then his brother Pelison, who starts a little, like, this shop called Orin Moore here. Orin Moore. And they're just out here, like, moving rocks, and he's selling ore. And then after that, they ask you to recruit, I think it's a tailor? And so you find Rhodson here. And Rhodson is, Rhodson, yeah. I'm not saying she ain't fine, but damn, she kind of fine, if you know what I mean. Ooh, baby. Hey, Simo. Did I say hi to you already? I think I already said hi to you. And then they ask you to recruit a shopkeeper. And then you guys saw me find this guy when I was in down in Rito Village, or Birdbrain Village. And then finally they ask you to recruit a priest, because Hudson and Ronson end up getting married. And so if you go here, you find one in Zora Village, or Zora's Domain. So you kind of get all the races together. And I thought this was a really nice little side quest because not only are you like just finding people who kind of feel like they don't belong. I'm in the pool. You also like kind of get like an evolution in the world because up until this point, all the races lived separately, and then for some reason there's this one town where they all live together, and I thought that was like that was a really cool mechanic. Hey, Elisa, how's it going? Or Alyssa? I think it's Alyssa, so I'll go with that. I think I have sound, so I think that might be on your end. How's the audio? Can you guys hear Breath of the Wild game? The sound's fine? Alright. Very loudly fine. Alright, so, you know, what's one thing I really wanted to talk about? So this is the one thing I absolutely really wanted to talk about. And I think Tarrytown is the perfect place to do it, because we have all the races here that we can chat with. Alright, so this is what I wanted to talk about. Hey, Grayson. Biology! Hello, Alisa. So, biology! Freaking biology! What is up with this? I spent hours after I played Breath of the Wild every single night trying to figure out how biology works. Like, goddamn. Okay, so obviously we got the Hylians, so that's, me and Hudson here, right? So me and Hudson, oh dang, you still don't have, hopefully she gets that fixed, the sound fixed. Alright, so we have me and Hudson who are Hylian. I mean, we're kind of short elves, but essentially we're human, right? Sure, fine, fair enough. And, okay, we have the Gerudo, who are, I mean, they're effectively human as well. I mean, they're very, very, very attractive and beautiful humans who I absolutely wouldn't really desire to run my fingers across their abs. Oh yeah. But besides the point. Okay, but besides the point. Then we have the Rito, who are, well, they're birds, but they're half bird, half human. Hey, Green Bee, how's it going? I'm glad you could join the discussion. Right? So, we got these guys who are half bird, half human. Responsibility, Faison. Alright, so these guys are, okay, so they're some sort of, like, animal, but I can at least accept that. Then we come over here, and we have the Zora. Let's just simp every time we see a Gerudo booty. Hey, that's okay with me. And then we have the Captain here, who is he's part fish, part human. But, okay, fine, fair enough. He's part fish, part human, but, okay, at least it somewhat makes sense. And then we have the Gorons. Okay, think about this, okay? We have humans, then we have, well, very tall humans, Gerudo, very tall, cute, and beautiful humans. But then we also have the Rito, and then we have the Zora. They're all clearly organic. Right? They're all definitely organic. For those of you who don't know your chemistry terminology, organic means made of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, right? That's all of life, at least all of life in our world, is, well, it's organic. It's carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Awesome, you got the sound. We're just talking about Hylian biology right now. Okay, well, the spirits don't count. They're supernatural, right? There's clearly natural and supernatural in the world of Zelda, right? There's clearly like natural, and then there's clearly gods, and they always very differentiate between the two. But it's like, okay, these guys, they're clearly not organic. Like, I don't know what they're made of. Are they like silica based, or are they calcium based, or Are they metal-based? Who knows? I don't know exactly what they are. All we know is they are not made of the essential 3 elements, which is carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. And they eat rocks. They eat like graphite, they eat granite. They don't eat diamonds or anything. Apparently they don't like the shiny. They don't eat like the shiny ones, they taste bad, so then they just sell them. But, so it's obvious that they're not organic. So, my theory is maybe they just crawled out of the volcano or something. I mean, let's be honest here. Silica, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe silica based. It's the closest possible thing to carbon, right? It's just one level down below within the a periodic table. Hey, Az, you know your chemistry. Yeah, so maybe they are, but in our world we've done a lot of experiments and we know that silica based, because they have a second layer of electrons, it doesn't bond and unbond as well as carbon. But still, okay, so maybe they are silica based, but we clearly can't use our understanding of biology to understand the Gorons. Which is, so do you know what we have to do? Is we might have to understand them culturally. And if you look carefully, okay, so this is going to be slightly vulgar here, but I don't mean it to be vulgar, I mean it to just have basic understanding, right? You have to remember this, right? Sex is not an immature topic. In fact, sex is a very mature topic, and if we can have a mature conversation about sex, I think it's great. So, first of all, let's take a look at this. There's clearly nothing there. There is clearly nothing there. Right? They're all definitely male. But there's nothing there. Right? Which makes me wonder, why do they even wear garments in the first place? I'm simping for Grayson now. Okay, but why do they wear undergarments? They obviously don't really have anything to protect. But, one thing that's really interesting when we think about, no, yeah, exactly, right? So let's actually head over to Gerudo Town. Here, Elisa makes an excellent point here. Let's head over to Gerudo Town to understand this a little bit further. Okay, heading over. Let me just turn on my multi-stream chat so I can see if anyone ends up showing up on Twitch. So far, no one. Alright, but anyway. Oh yeah, I should dress up. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Even though I'm the hero, I still apparently have to wear women's clothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with women's clothing. Women's clothing makes you look fabulous. My legs look amazing in heels. Don't clip that. Right, so, actually in Gerudo Town, you learn that male Gorons have actually no problem getting into Gerudo Town. They let male Gorons get into Gerudo Town. Right? And I mean look, right? Once again, nothing there. I mean, there might be something here, but I think it might just be like a rocky growth or something like that. But Gerudo Town only lets in women, right? Even male traders they don't allow in, right? Even like people, they claim it's a trading city, but even all the cultures have to specifically send female traders to Gerudo Town, right? So it makes sense that the Gorons. First of all, we've never met a female Goron, right? Well, if it's economic or politically based, they would probably let men in to do trading as well. Right? Because only allowing women to do trading is a heavy restriction. Especially since men are more versed in some aspects of trading and women are more versed in other aspects of trading. Maybe men are better at certain... Maybe men have more knowledge of one type of trading. Right? So there's probably no female Gorons. At least we've never seen a Goron wear a shirt. Let's be real here. So we should think about that. And so there is the interesting point, Puffin. Let's head back to Tarrytown and discuss that, because what you're saying is they do have reproduction, which is an interesting idea, right? Because it's not particularly obvious they have reproduction. Well, what happened to make men second-class citizens? The reason the Gerudo don't allow men is because there are no men in their civilization. The Gerudo are a entirely female species. So, I mean, to an extent that, I guess that makes sense. At least it makes sense enough. It's like, I'm not sure, like, from what I understand, every 1,000 years, like, there's one male Gerudo born, or something like that. And then he becomes, like, the king of the Gerudo. Or it's something like that. But, so it kind of makes sense. If, the male of the Gerudo is incredibly special. Ganondorf is a Gerudo, yes, he is. So if the male of the Gerudo is incredibly special, it makes sense that they don't allow other Gerudo in. It might be a cultural thing, right? But let's head back over to Tarrytown. You can Chad yourself. So that's the interesting thing, right? They all call each other brother, right? How's it going, brother? Hey, how's it going, brother? And I think perhaps... Okay, so we have to get back to the underwear. First, let's start with underwear. I think perhaps the only reason they wear undergarments is because they see other cultures wear clothing. Okay, we'll get into the biology of the Gerudo later, but, okay, so first of all, it seems like the Gorons probably only wear clothing specifically because other cultures wear clothing. If you look back in historical records, a lot of cultural exchange occurred all throughout the world. So it makes sense that in this one continent, there was a huge amount of cultural exchange, and maybe one cultural exchange that came about was clothing. They don't wear much clothing, but maybe more clothing was but maybe some level of clothing was presentable for other cultures. So, I think that should be a thing, and if we think a little bit more carefully about, the Gorons, they call everyone brother. Right? And this is kind of an interesting point. Because, well, they call everyone brother. But they call me brother. I'm clearly not related to them, right? It's no different than, if you've ever been to Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for a little while, and they call everyone cousin or cuz. If you've watched Lilo and Stitch, they kind of overemphasize that. Oh, you're my cousin or something like that. No, it's just like dude or bro, right? Or like even bro. Bro's another one, right? But if you go to Hawaii, they call you cuz. How's it going, cuz? Or something like that. I don't have the Hawaiian accent, so I was kind of an outsider, but but yeah, so the Gorons call everyone brother, and that kind of makes sense because they don't really have a gender, and they say, okay, so it looks like the people who don't wear shirts are males, so I guess we'll just go with the male gender, which is brother. I think that's reasonable. But, you know, what's even more interesting is these guys claims, Pelisson, who I freaking love, claims to be Grayson's younger brother. So that also brings up an interesting point. So how do familial relationships work in the Gerudo? Maybe they break off a piece of themselves and throw it in the volcano, and then a Goron comes out. Who knows? We also know that Yunobo, my boy Yunobo. We know that Yunobo is also a descendant of Daruk. So how does that work? Maybe families just based off of Gorons that look like each other. It doesn't seem like they have that much of a family relationship. They seem to be more communal, which, I mean, I think that works for the Gorons because they're always happy. They can probably relate to each other a lot, living with only one gender, and they discover the advantages of being close. Yeah, I think so. So it might be very well that the Gorons are just a communal species. Uh-oh, he checked the wiki. He's ready to hit us with facts and logic. And Gerudos love shiny. So Az is about to educate us a little bit. They resemble boulders initially. Camouflage due to threat to the outside world. Wait, so... But they're definitely, I think they're definitely made of rocks. They eat rocks. They must find some nutrition from rocks or something. Right? They definitely, it's definitely not just an organic species because they eat rocks. They get some sort of nutrition from some sort of mineral. The wiki specifically mentions that Gorons are very, very, very durable. That is true. And, you know, that's an interesting point, because I see them living in hot springs. Pokemon has taught me that rocks don't like water, but the Gorons are just hanging out in hot springs bathing all the time, so, you know, maybe they're just durable rocks. Alright, so now, as we chatted about earlier, I think, you know, there's going to be some mystery to the Gorons that we're not going to understand. But, of course, my beautiful Rodson. Hudson, you are a goddamn lucky dog. You get to marry this beautiful woman. God damn it. Rodson, I proposed to you early in the game. Why didn't you want to marry me, huh? God damn it. Let's just admire the view a little bit. Admire the view of Rodson's pecs. Oh, no, of Hudson's pecs, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, damn, boy. You must be doing push-ups every day. Oh, yeah. Ooh, baby. Yes. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Hudson, you beautiful boy. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, let's also admire a little bit of the view of Hudson's shoes, man. Look at those things. Oh, yes. Oh, man, look at those. That's hard labor manly shoes right there. Ooh, my boy. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Damn, Rodson. You are one lucky woman. Getting to marry this hunk of a man. Ooh. Ooh, my heart is racing right now. Alright, anyway, we were talking about the Gerudo. Alright, so we were talking about the Gerudo, and the Gerudo are a really interesting species. So, we're getting back to a more human species. Actually, you know what, before we talk about the Gerudo, you want to go back to the Gorons? What did you come back to? You came back to this beautiful hunk of a man. Look at those pecs, man. Look at those arms. Man, he'd be doing bicep curls every day. Oof. Ooh, that mustache. Ooh, those beautiful lips. Yes. Oh, take me. Take me. Please forget about her. I can be a Gerudo for you too. Alright, so anyway. Let's talk a little bit about, the birdie boys. Hey, what up, Bird Brain? The capability to thrive in any climate. Yeah, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. It's like they're essentially just tough rocks. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about birds. So the Rito are kind of easy to figure out. I've never seen any mention of them reproducing with any other species. They have both males and females. They're birds, which are organic, and they're part human, which are organic. So probably, they reproduce in a very similar way as humans. Maybe they lay eggs. We don't know if they lay eggs or not. No, I think there was some suggestion that they lay eggs, although I'm not sure. Regardless, hey Faisen, have some roasted drumstick. I'll just give you raw drumstick. Here, have some bird thigh. I think you'll find it nutritious. Here you go. Yummy, huh? No, I'm doing Rito first because Rito's easy. Rito's easy. They're just a very normal species. They could exist in our world reasonably. They reproduce sexually. They reproduce sexually, and they don't particularly interbreed with any of the other species. So, I think it's reasonable for them to exist in our world. Now, let's talk illegal black market trade of Rito eggs. Oh, damn. Oh, no. Problematic Rito trading. They can't fly, but they can glide. That's why they take updrafts and then they glide down. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Miss Beautiful, Beautiful Rudson here. Oh, wow, girl. Hey, if anything tragic ever happens to Hudson, I'll be there for you. Just don't ask about what happened. Anyway, so the Gerudo are also an interesting species. So what's interesting is that they're almost entirely female. Even a strong jet of air wouldn't be enough. But I can see that. I mean, what is it? We know that some of them can fly. We've seen some of them fly. You could say the eggs are poached. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the Gerudo. So, one thing I really like about the Gerudo is that they have a really unique biology for something that's humanoid. Which is they're almost all female, and yet they reproduce with other species, although it's only ever suggested that they reproduce with other Hylians, which is essentially human. It makes me curious. It's like perhaps, Gerudo is like a dominant gene. Like, when you reproduce with Hylians, the dominant gene is Gerudo, which is all female. I want to try something, get ice arrows into a Frieza Botkoven camp, and tower surf and pull out your bow. I'll do that at some point. You'll have to remind me to do that later after we talk a little bit. Alright, so, yeah, so the Gerudo are interesting because they're all female. Let's head over to Gerudo Town. There are elderly Gerudo. There are lots of elderly Gerudo. You have left. Wait, Kyoma, you're leaving? Alright, so let's head over to Gerudo Town, because there is one very important person that explains a lot. I probably won't practice on stream unless they're like, maybe just for fun. Yeah, a male Gerudo is born every like many years or something like that, if I remember correctly. Alright, so there's a very important Gerudo we have to talk to. Hello, Miss Buliara. Are you still busy with guard work? Because, well, I can make you work in other ways. Damn, I want Miss Buliara to crush my head between her thighs so bad. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Anyway, so okay, so the Gerudo. Okay, so let's talk about the Gerudo. So, it seems like being a Gerudo would be like a dominant gene, right? Otherwise, if it was a recessive gene, they would never be able to reproduce. Because if they're reproducing with Hylians, and Hylians are mostly reproducing with other Hylians, most Hylians will be Hylian, double Hylian. So, yeah. So it would be obviously, it would make sense that the Gerudo have a dominant gene. With two genders, the ratio should be 50-50. No, because most Hylians reproduce with other Hylians. So even if there is a dominant gene of Gerudo, if Gerudo aren't reproducing with other Hylians very often, then it's mostly it would still mostly be Hylian, right? Because so here's an example for you. It is a no, that's why if there was a species with 3 genders, it would be 33, 33, 33. That is not true. So let me give you an example. Did you know it is a dominant gene to have 6 fingers on your hands? That is actually a dominant gene. It is a dominant gene to have 6 fingers on your hand. However, very few people have 6 fingers on their hand. Why? Because almost everyone has 2 recessive genes of 5 fingers on their hand for both their genes. So that's why even if something has a dominant gene, it doesn't necessarily mean it's widespread. Is red hair a recessive gene? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. For gender, it's the XY chromosomes, yes, but there are more genes than just the XY chromosomes. Was Persona 6 announced? Oh boy. I'll have to keep that in mind when I think about new games. So what is your theory? Are you saying like if it's a girl, it's always going to be Gerudo, and if it's a guy, it's always going to be Hylian when it's a Gerudo and a Hylian reproducing? I mean, that's possible. I've seen some of it. Well, long story short, there's clearly some sort of the gender would be randomized. Well, the problem is there are no male Gerudo. Right, so you can't just say the gender are randomized. Our basic understanding of biology doesn't really work here. We have to work with the other genes other than just X and Y chromosome. So, explanation as to why females are dominant. No, it's not females are dominant. It's the Gerudo gene that are dominant. It could be very possible. Hey, thanks for stopping by with this very strange discussion of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But make sure you watch the rest so you can hear all of my tinfoil hat theories. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, now we're ready to continue this discussion. We could take this chat to Discord, but your sister is kicking you off. Well, you know what? Thanks so much for stopping by. And if you get a chance, watch the rest so you can listen to all my crazy conspiracy theories. If Mr. Dragmire did the frick frack, he'd have a viably. Oh god, no puns. Okay, so this is my theory, right? So for example, dwarfism is a dominant gene. But if you get 2 genes with dwarfism, the fetus doesn't generally survive. So in this case, it's possible if you have a male and also the dominant Gerudo gene, maybe the fetus just dies. Right, so that's a possibility. That's what I've been thinking. Maybe there is one gene that controls Gerudo versus Hylian, and then there's another gene that controls male or female. But if you get a mixture of both Gerudo dominant gene plus an XY chromosome, the fetus dies. That's a possibility. The physical genes function differently from sex, though. Yes, true. True, right? There's only one gene that, oh, well, whatever. I think I've been using the wrong terminology. Chromosomes or whatever it is. There are some aspects that are dominant and recessive. Given that male genes are that broken, what if one of them didn't feel sexually attracted? I think the Gerudo have no problem with that. I think the Gerudo have absolutely no problem in getting males that are sexually attracted to them. And would that be like one type of dog with a coat, 3/4 of them made, and together they have birth defects in those puppies? Yeah, something like that. Are there lesbian Gerudo? I would not be surprised. Not you. A lot of Hylians are dead thanks to you. Oops. Well, anyway, so I think that was our little aside for Gerudo biology. Long story short, they have a very complicated biology. But you know what? Before we talk about biology, let's talk a little bit about culture. And hello, Kioma. As much as it pains me to say this, me having a basic knowledge of psychology, I suspect the Gerudo are the most depressed of the 5 races. I identify as Gerudosexual. Anyway, I suspect that the Gerudo may in fact be the most depressed of the 5 races. Because, you know, when getting into your early 30s and 40s, reproduction actually has a changing effect on your mental state. And of all the 4 races, the Gerudo are under the most pressure to reproduce. Because the Hylians, they have males and females. So, yeah, obviously everyone has pressure to find a girlfriend and boyfriend and mate and have kids. But the pressure is way higher for Gerudo than anyone else. Hey, Andy. We're just talking about the state of depression in the Gerudo in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, which makes me think that it's possible that they are incredibly mentally strong. Fun fact for you, which actually is something that helps this too. Women have a much higher rate of depression than men, but they also have a much lower rate of suicide than men. Which means even if women have some sort of depression, they are much less likely to be able to kill themselves. So the fact that the Gerudo are females could help this. Because this is just a silly... Why are we doing this? Because we're just doing a silly discussion stream to end our Legend of Zelda epilogue. I have my tinfoil hat for all my conspiracy theories. I'm thinking about the possibility of just knowing Gerudo outlook. They probably value the warrior's way out. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So, long story short, even though the biology is very mysterious, and yet, in some ways not, Miss Buliara. So, it looks like Miss Riju is out for the night. Would you like to maybe spend some time with me? You know, there's a very nice, tavern over there. We can get a drink. It's my treat. Well, we have all night. I'll be here when you get back. Wait, you'll be here. I know you'll be here when I get back. And maybe you can think it over and I can spend some time with you later. I can't believe I just noticed this. Riju has a booster seat. Riju has a goddamn booster seat. God damn. God damn! Oh, man. Between the choice of a village vampire mommy and the Gerudos, a village of Gerudos, duh. I love this. I love this so much. Anyway, yeah, so I think, they did a really good job designing this race, or this, I guess it's not race, it's more like a species, maybe? They did a really good job, even though there's some mysteries, like basic things in terms of culture, basic outlook in how they view genders, like males and females, right? Obviously they don't have males, so the fact that they treat all the women essentially ranging all the way from warrior to scholar to tailor to something else, and they pretty much never reference any form of gender role is fairly, I think that's a fairly cool and fairly reasonable way to create them, and I really like that. I really like how they were created. As for the Gorons, I can't wrap my head around them. Like, we talked about them a little bit earlier, and since we're talking about the design, I can't really wrap around them, but the fact that they're just so communal and they're so friendly, they're like, "Oi, brother! How's it going, brother?" It's like, they just make me feel so happy. So I love the Goron. So it's like, all male Gorons, or genderless Gorons, depending on how you interpret it. All male Gorons, all female Gerudo. I think they did a really good job with those species. I think they did a fantastic job designing them. Can we play that song? Which song? What's the best type of cheese? Blue cheese. I wonder if Gerudo are an inspiration for gender equality in other races. Well, they probably couldn't be a gender equal. They couldn't be an inspiration for gender equality because they don't have any gender to compare to. You can't be equal if there's only one of you. Like, I'm equal to myself. You like Colby Jack. I like Jack. I like Monterey Jack a little bit more, but... Okay, yeah, you're right. Alright. We didn't head over to Birdbrain Village, but let's head over there for a little bit. Pepper Jack's pretty good. Puffin, remind me what the song was, and I'll take a look at it. All right, so here we are in Birdbrain Village. Did I draw the Think You Could Think thumbnail? Yes, I did. Wait, you did? What is that song? Don't ever forget orchestral version. Oh, that is the song. I thought you were saying, don't forget to play the orchestral version. Whoops, my bad. Oh, thanks. Was it good? Thank you. It was mostly tracing. Alright, so here we are in Bird Brain Village. Oh, you need to animate that? Oh, absolutely. I'd love if you could animate that. That'd be fantastic. So, here's the Elder. So let's think a little bit, because this is a little bit of an interesting point. This guy didn't acknowledge that Link was there, right? He said, oh, you must be some descendant. You must not be actually you. Let's put on our clothes for this situation. We'll wear the Rito clothing for this. This guy didn't really acknowledge that, well, Shucharu, whoever that is. Yeah, Puffin, I'll definitely play it once we go on to a more normal discussion, after we're done being stupid. So, anyway, so Mr. Elder here, Canelli, he didn't really acknowledge us as a champion. He doesn't recognize us at all. Which makes me wonder, is it possible that, I think, perhaps the Rito, hey, how's it going, David Dan? Perhaps the Rito don't age very much. Maybe they live up to the age of maybe 30 or 35 or 40. And then they die, which is reasonable for birds. Right, so that's just one random theory that was going on in my head while I was thinking about the Rito, because it makes sense. Hey, wake up! Wake up! Yeah, so I think it's possible. Larger mass, possible longer lifespan. Well, that's not always obvious. Larger mass, larger lifespan. Just take a look at bodybuilders. Bodybuilders definitely don't have a longer lifespan than you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Longer mass, larger mass, larger lifespan. Because, let's be real here, they probably don't weigh that much. Right? If they're like some sort of avian features, if they evolved from birds and became human, even if they can't fly, their bones are probably hollow. And that's also demonstrated by the way they fight. Robert Wadlow was the tallest man in the world and died at 21. I believe that. So their bones are probably hollow, right? Most of their mass is probably just feathers. Oh, well, not only most of them, but feathers. They probably have feathers for skin, essentially. And their skin, I don't know. Their skin is probably tasty on a barbecue, though. Keep that skin on when you're roasting a Rito breast, right? But it's also replicated in the way they fight. They're probably not particularly strong, right? They fight from a distance. Their greatest warriors, in fact, almost all their warriors, were archers. They don't like to fight from close range. Link holds, don't you dare talk down on my darling Prima. Hylian black market theories, Rito roast. Alright, so Link wields the Great Eagle Bow with no problem. Right? It's easy for him to use this. But you talk to, what's his name? Teba? And he says he's not strong enough to use that bow. So obviously they're not particularly strong. Right? They fight from a distance. They fight from the air, because that's their advantage. But never should you actually have a, Nibelum-kun, thank you so much for following. Also, if you're there, check me out on my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel generally has a livelier chat than my channel on Twitch. What about Goron Grub? Yeah, I have little notifications for Twitch now, too. What about Goron Grub? Do I support Bingus? I don't know Bingus personally. So, yeah, so clearly they're not strong. So, I mean, Hylian fight theories. If you want to fight a Rito, fight him in a forest or fight him indoors. Because you'll wipe the floor with him. As long as you just, so as long as, you know, because, what is it? What's his name? Ravioli was saying something like, "Oh, I'm the greatest fighter ever." It's like, are you though? What happens if you fought indoors? Would you be okay? It's like, probably not. He probably would just get completely beaten up. So you want to fight these guys in close combat if you can. Hylian fight theory. I did get every shrine. Actually, you know what? Why don't we walk around a little bit in that? Alright, so... Alright, so here is Link in his traditional garb here. Looking very good. Looking very cool. But, okay, so that's a little bit on Rito culture. You know, it's really interesting, actually, that their houses are so open. I wonder why that is. It could be possibly because they just like the air. It could also be possibly culturally because they know they don't live very long. So they don't, you know, they just live in kind of a little bit more wilderness setting. It's possible. Of course, it makes perfect sense that their city goes upwards, right? Because they're birds. Hello, Miss Saki. How do you do? Can I just say, you look rather beautiful when you're not with your husband. I want you to know this. If anything ever happens to your husband, I'll be there for you. Throughout your grieving. And as you find, as you learn to love again. Do they get altitude sickness? I don't know. I suspect they don't, since they're kind of bird descendant. Oh, your husband is at the flight range now, which means your husband won't know about some of our time together. My darling. Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Stop! Stop! I am a loyal wife. Leave now, champion. No, please! Please! Give me another chance! Hi, I'm School. Hello, School. I'm Dad? Is that right? Did I do that joke right? Do you sometimes collect water in... I'm gonna pretend you didn't write that, but hello, Jap. Let's try to keep the conversation relevant to the, tinfoil hat Zelda discussion today. But thanks for stopping by, Jap. Anyway, let's go check out my brothers. Talk a little bit about them. And then after that, we have to talk about the Zora. And then after that, we'll do a little bit freeform. Talk about just what we liked and what we didn't like about The Legend of Zelda. No answer equals yes. If that floats your boat, it's okay. Alright, so our theory, well, at least my theory, is that they probably just come out of the volcano. Oh, I better put on some actual clothing. Right, so this is one thing that was really interesting to me. If you look at the more elderly Gorons, they have this buildup on their back. Oh, hello, Miss Ramella. Holy hotness. Hotness indeed.
Sabak.
Oh, you want some topazes? I'd happily sell you these topazes just for your smile. What? I don't have enough? No! I only have 2! I don't know Ocarina of Time, Alisa. No, please, take me back. Take me back, Ramella, please, no! It's time to commit no life. Anyway, what were we talking about? Okay. Look at Bluto, right? He's a big guy, but he also has these growths on his back. Right? And he's talked about back pain. So it's possible that, you know, like whenever you take a shower, you get lime scale buildup. You get calcium buildup, like in your kitchen. That's probably what's going on here. This isn't probably themselves. It's probably some sort of mineral buildup that they get over time. Because if you look, it's mostly the elderly who get this. Let's find a kid. Kid? Child? Child. Oh my god! He's getting it early. Oh no! Oh no, kid! You have a bad back already? Looks like they all have a little bit. Yeah, they all have a little bit of that buildup on their back. But, oh, no, don't fall again! But if you look at the elderly, they clearly have more. Like, here's another elderly. Look how much the growth they have on their back. Yiga murdering stream? I'm not sure we'll have that. So, obviously it seems like... Oh, where's my boy Yunobo? Yunobo's probably up on here. Oh, we need to talk about the Zora soon. But, yeah, so the Gorons. Yeah, even Yunobo has some. I did not see the Black Widow. I haven't been keeping up with my movies lately. But yeah, clearly they all have some sort of growth, which I think is just probably something that builds up as they get older. So it's probably some sort of like unwanted mineral or composite buildup. Which is, maybe it's no different from how humans get arthritis, right? So, that's my theory. Now, of course, we gotta visit my friend and lover. Hephaestus, yeah. Oh, we need to talk about Hephaestus. All right, so the final one will be Hephaestus. I took all the selfies, don't worry. All right. So, this is the Zora. And Hephaestus. Hetsu. I call him Hephaestus, like the Greek god. So anyway, the Zora are really interesting. These kids here are probably like 30. She's probably like 80. And that makes me really curious. Because, you know, I can't imagine fish live longer than humans, but I guess in this world they do. Perfectly fine. So at first I thought the Zora were just like the Rito. Yeah, the old fish are like over like 100 and something. Oh, there are old fish. I guess you're right. I guess you're right, Az. Yeah, there is a Goron over there. He's like a weapon, like, what is it? And he's like an apprentice to this guy or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, at first I thought, oh, they must just reproduce with each other. But then I found out that the very, very beautiful and attractive and loving and caring and cute and kind and the love of my life, Mipha. I found out that Mipha, wait. That was not simping, that was loving, which I think is the same thing. Yeah, sure. So I found out that Mipha was trying to get engaged with Link, which makes me think like, okay, well, apparently they can have sexual relations with the Hylians. So that's an interesting question. Does that work? Like, how does that work? Right? Because we know that the Rito pretty much only reproduce with other Rito. Is it his second Zora engagement? Has he been engaged to another Zora before? Oh, damn. My boy out here killing the ladyfish. Ooh. I'm a Scaly. I'm into the Vipers from XCOM. Do not Google that. Do not Google that. So it also makes me think that it's possible that Zora is also a dominant gene. Or maybe it's a recessive gene. It's not obvious how these two intermix. But it is maybe, do not, no! Do not Google the Vipers from XCOM! Do not Google them as Scalies! I just think I just gave you all the information you need to Google. Oh, God. Anyway, so maybe there's some sort of genetic intermingling. Like, you know how horses and donkeys can reproduce together? Maybe this is the same thing. Maybe Hylians and Zora can reproduce together. Uh-oh, she found it. So I think maybe the genetics in this world is a little bit more complicated than we thought. Can you screw a bear, like screw it to a light bulb or something? So, no, stay, don't leave. Okay, so, which is interesting, but it makes me wonder another thing. I'm not sure how you guys know, but, fish, they reproduce by first, the female lays their eggs, and then the male, puts sperm on top of it. And that's how they reproduce. So if Link and Mipha had gotten married, how would that happen? Does Mipha lay eggs? Does she lay eggs in the water? That's a really interesting question. I suppose we'll never find out because this is a kid's game, but it's not particularly obvious. I mean, if you also look very carefully, in theory, the Zora don't actually wear clothing. They pretty much wear zero clothing other than this neck thing and this little belt here. And if you look over at this guy, it's just a belt and a little neck thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the DLC. If I do, it might be a lot later. Like, I don't want to keep playing Legend of Zelda for now. But, yeah. So, it makes me wonder. It seems like their reproduction may occur externally and not internally, which means it's perfectly reasonable for them to lay eggs and then expect kind of like what is it, the reproduction to occur out of their body. We'll get to that in a bit, Andy. So, but it also makes me wonder. Right, I think it's reasonable for their reproduction to occur out of nut in a fish tank. Oh God, that's how Link would have reproduced with Zelda. No, not with Zelda, with Mipha. That's literally how he would do it. That's literally how Link would reproduce with Mipha. So to me, the only mystery I haven't been able to solve is this man. Like, this mountain of a man. How the hell did this happen? What kind of genetic anomaly are you? Damn, bro. And I mean, some guys are just born freaks, but just because you're a freak doesn't mean you aren't awesome. So, you, my buddy, King Dora fan, you my big boy. I mean, if you look, Sidon's pretty big, too. And Sidon's like about Link's age, if I remember correctly. Weird is a synonym for awesome. Yeah, I agree. And to me, what's kind of interesting is they all have these statues to the goddess. I don't know, maybe they all believe in the same goddess, which is kind of weird because I can't imagine fish people, rock people, people, an all-female species that lives in the desert, and bird people somehow all believe in the exact same goddess. It's like, think about that. It's like there definitely was some sort of religious cleansing at some point in Hylian history. Let's be real here. There's no way that happened naturally. There was definitely some sort of religious cleansing. All right. Well, we have one more stop before we put to rest Legend of Zelda for this particular series. Yeah, they definitely go external. Can you describe how it feels to be baptized? Okay, let me put this into simple terms. No water. Water. No water. That's how it feels to be baptized. Hey, how is it going? His Festus! Feels like choking, because I inhaled water. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You put the baby in the water really quickly, so they learn how to appreciate the air, or is that the thing? I don't know. Okay, so we're out in nature right now. So we gotta put on some of our loving gear. Alright, so am not Christian. So Hephaestus and the Koroks. I'm not too sure about these guys. I did not get all the Korok seeds, and I do not intend to get all the Korok seeds. Speaking of which, I just checked my map, and apparently I am, if you look in the left corner, I'm only 46% done. Apparently Korok seeds contribute to 72% of the completion to 100%. I'm not doing that. So, Hephaestus and the Koroks. Obviously, Hephaestus is like a big Korok, it seems like. You look at the Koroks, they have the exact same pattern on their bodies. Do every side quest? I'm not sure I'll do every side quest, because I don't know where all of them are. Like, the Elder has one, and where are the other Koroks? There's one guy named Mecha up here. Yay! And he has a similar pattern. So obviously, my boy here Hephaestus, or Hetsu, is just a ascended Korok. Daddy Korok. He is Daddy Korok. And this boy here, this boy, this is Big Daddy. Oh, baby. Give me some, Big Daddy. All right, anyway. So, he's taking a break. Come on. So, you know, apparently someone told me that the Korok seeds are just poop. They're just Korok poop. Baby Korok, do. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Andy. So, it seems like the... Okay, so this is just Korok poop, essentially. Which, actually, to me, it makes a lot of sense that their prized possessions are poop. Because they're plants, right? They need organic matter to grow, right? And that's fertilizer. Hephaestus in Greek mythology is crippled. I believe that is true. Yeah, he's the blacksmith. So anyway, it actually makes perfect sense. I think people were like, "Oh, why is it poop? It's so dumb." It's like, no, it's very reasonable that what they give you is poop because that's their prized possession. It's like essentially food or things that they need to grow. Bro, have you read Greek mythology? Greek mythology is extreme. Which reminds me, at some point I need to play Hades. But besides the point. Yeah. So, with hanging out with our big spirit boy, I think we will end The Legend of Zelda. But we'll keep discussing in the chat. This is a Q&A session, so you guys can spend all the time you want chatting with me, because I love chatting with you guys. And maybe we'll come back for Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild DLC at some point. Dang, I'm gonna miss this game. So I just wanted to give some final thoughts as to Breath of the Wild. I say a lot of this, quite a bit, but about Breath of the Wild. But one thing I really liked, okay, I can take off my tinfoil hat now. Hold on a second. Breath of the Wild is your favorite game? I really like this game. It's gone up there. You know, to be honest, I wasn't sure I was going to like it because I have this love-hate relationship with Skyrim. Music time. Oh yeah, I did promise. Crap. Wait, hold on a second. What is the song again? Don't something orchestral. Don't ever forget. Is there anything inappropriate here? Alright, well, in that case, I'm not going to play Megalovania because we're going to save that for when I play Undertale. Alright, so let's just keep this running in the background for a bit. No, I have to tease you guys a little bit. Oh, so you spoiled the game? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, you spoiled the is Megalovania a spoiler? Is Megalovania a spoiler? Well, if I wasn't spoiled yet, I'm definitely spoiled now, but I'm going to... I don't know. I stay away from spoilers as much as I can. All I know is, what is it? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da is like a meme that appears everywhere. Anyway, so I wanted to give a few concluding remarks on Breath of the Wild. So, one thing I really liked is, I say this all the time, but the storytelling. Because it tells a story without saying anything. It tells a story by showing you just the world. Like, you visit a city and it's destroyed, and right next to it there's another city that was rebuilt from the ashes, and that tells you a lot. You see what people do on their everyday life, and that tells you a lot about their characters. And that's just something that's really amazing about it. If you ever go up to Satori Mountain, there's a man that lives up there. Well, there was a man that once lived up there. And if you explore around a little bit, you can see the remains of where this guy lived, like where he cooked, where he planted trees and everything. And I think that's really cool. It doesn't need to specifically say. It doesn't need to specifically say anything. Is this? I don't think this is a disconnect. Unless you want me to say something like, and so, I felt it in my heart. This beautiful story of the Legend of Zelda that will live within me forever. But was it really mine? Was it really mine to understand? No, this was something beyond all of us. I know. No. I like this. This is very soothing. It's a very soothing piece. Anyway, but I do really appreciate how they told the story. One thing I didn't really understand is, well, the other Zelda game I played besides the very, very original one was Twilight Princess. And Twilight Princess was very upfront and blunt about their story. And so I kind of missed that, like, there is a story going on. Often it was, like, up to you to find the story. And while that was great, it also felt like a little bit overwhelming. It was like, what do you want me to do? I don't know, just do whatever you want. And it's like, It's like, do whatever you want. It's like, yeah, but, you know, I like the feeling of purpose in here. It's kind of, it was weird. And one thing that was also really weird was the item system. So, one thing I really liked about Twilight Princess that the Breath of the Wild didn't really have is that every single like dungeon, every single step you found a new item, and then the world would start revolving around that item. And, well, like, one thing that Breath of the Wild didn't have was that. Like, you were given all the tools up front, and the only improvement you had was how good you are at playing the game, which is nice to an extent, but it also is a little bit. That was very great, Puffin. Thanks so much. Yeah, feel free to request more songs. Yeah, but I think that one thing I kind of missed from Twilight Princess was having these items, and it's like you find the bow in the second dungeon, and then all of a sudden, like, a lot of the puzzles try to pressure you on how to use the bow, and then there's some puzzles that you can't solve without the bow, and there's some puzzles you can't solve without something else. I'm not playing Baby Shark. And I really liked that about Twilight Princess. That was something that Breath of the Wild didn't have. But one thing that Breath of the Wild really did have was, you know, it gave you an opportunity to be more free. Someone mentioned this on my last stream of Breath of the Wild, and I really appreciated that they wrote this, was that they really liked how I inserted some pieces of myself into the story, and Breath of the Wild kind of gave me an option to do that. They gave me the opportunity to, you know, to bring Mipha and Daruk and what's her name, and Urbosa and the other guy who's not important, their items to the final boss, and that's something I really liked. I liked that I could tell my own story by, you know, bringing the champions in with me. I liked the idea that I could, you know, depending on which route you take, which guardians you save, the way you learn the game is very different. I started with Mipha, so I started taking like really giant risks because I knew Mipha would just save me. If you started with Revali, you'd probably never climb. You'd probably just start flying everywhere. Beach Boys, I Get Around. Okay, one last song request, and then after that, I actually probably shouldn't do that because that's probably has some copyright problems. So I probably won't do that. So I'm just gonna go back to my music. Yeah, but anyway, so it kind of has some pros over Twilight Princess, kind of has some cons over Twilight Princess, but overall, I give it like, what, an 8.5? No, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Great game. Discord VC chat. Don't ever forget. Sound like post-boss. It does, kind of. Your mom is 7.2 out of 10. She's at least an 8. Come on. She's at least an 8. Are you heading out? Well, before you do, let me give you a quick preview. I think most of you already know this, but the very next not this one. The very next game we will be playing is Fire Emblem Three Houses! Well, it is an indie game, and then after that, it's the next big game we're going to be playing. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm very much looking forward. It's an anime game. I mean, you can argue that a huge number of games are anime games, but I mean, it looks fun. I'm just saying, I'm not sure who this white-haired girl is. I've avoided spoilers a lot, so please just try to not put very many spoilers. I have avoided going to Fire Emblem forums for the last like 3 years to avoid any form of spoilers in this. And I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I don't know who this white-haired girl is, but she kind of cute though. I mean, yeah, we got some pretty boys, but this girl here, I mean. A professor and his student? What's more problematic than that? So I don't know very much about this game other than the fact that this girl here is really cute and you're a professor. Anyway, you may go, Elisa. Thanks for staying for the reveal. Your cringe anime is awesome. Great, it seems like you guys are... See you, Lisa. Oh, let me know what times you work in the comments so I can figure out kind of how to, like, how schedules work. So I know you can't always make the streams, but if you can make, like, first half or something, I'd absolutely try to figure out schedules and stuff like that. Or, like, add an extra stream so that you can make one or something. So just let me know. Anime is a war crime? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I know, like, scheduling has been hard for to get everyone involved in the past. I know there's someone who can't come on Tuesdays, so I made sure I had a Thursday stream to make sure that they could at least make one of them. Hey, Lynn, how's it going? We're just having a chat stream here. We just revealed that the next game is Fire Emblem Three Houses. Or, well, the next large game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. You guys are probably already knew that it was coming. I talk about it like every single stream. Yeah, so, yeah, now it's just mostly a Q&A. So if you guys just want to hang out, just chat, just ask me questions into the chat. The next game is Houses of Cringe. Fire Emblem Three Houses of Cringe, probably. Yeah, sure. House of Blushes. Houses of Blush. I have a feeling my simp counter is going to go up really high while I'm playing Fire Emblem. No problem. I don't have a job. Ha 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 ha. Well, go out there and go get a job. Right? It's not that hard to get. Oh, it is hard to get a job, actually. But I mean, you're trying to learn how to code, right? Right? Coding is fun. You should learn how to. You should try to figure out how to code. I know what house I'm joining. Probably not the one with the really, really cute white-haired girl or anything. Oh yeah, you're supposed to like join like a group, right? Hopefully you get to play as all of them though. Don't spoil it for me if you don't. But I hope that you can play it with all of them. But I'm wearing yellow. I'm wearing orange. Join Yellow Boy. Is Yellow Boy the one with the really, really, really cute and attractive girl in red? Blush. I'm just saying, she kind of cute. Wait, who's Yellow Boy? I actually have to change this for a second. Oh, Yellow Boy's upside down. He's upside down. He's upside down. Why would I join a house that doesn't even understand gravity? But I mean, white-haired girl. White-haired girl in red and black. Ooh. Ooh, my heart is beating fast right now. Anti-grav boots. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. The house mannequin is joining Hufflepuff, and he's gonna do some sick magic while avoiding the no sick freak. What? Harry Potter. Okay, I got it. I got the reference. Harry Potter in a nutshell. Wait, why am I joining Hufflepuff? I want to join... I don't know. What do I want to join? I don't know. The Ravenclaws seem pretty cool. They have Luna. I love Luna. Luna's my BFF. Bro, we would do so many drugs. Figuratively. I mean, let's be real here. Luna's always on something. So here's advice. Keep Michael alive and keep Connor alive. I have no idea what that means, but I'll say okay. Should I just spend 35 bucks on another plush or 3 houses? 3 houses I think is 50 bucks. I will say, thanks for looking out for me, Az. I will say, even if you do backseat, there's no guarantee I'll listen. I just want you to I just want you to know that. Like, sometimes I'll just completely ignore what people say, just because... And I don't want you to feel offended by that or anything. It's just... I just want to do things that I understand. So, if I want to throw Connor in a dumpster, I'll throw Connor in a dumpster. Another one I was thinking of, which was, I think people also called it an anime game. But there is a game that was like Phoenix Wright called Danganronpa. Please play Undertale after Fire Emblem. You know, Undertale is more of a chill game, so those will be like my Thursday streams. Like, I think the Fire Emblems are a different class of game than the Undertale game. So if I do, it'll probably be more like I'll play Undertale after Phoenix Wright or something. I need your reaction to Sans. Wait, don't spoil it! Don't spoil me! Don't spoil for me! I'm hinting, oh, but just, okay, that's fine, just, please be careful about, what happens and what doesn't. All 3 Danganronpas are coming to Switch. Okay, maybe I'll pick them up then. I heard they're like, people said they're like Phoenix Wright, except for with high schoolers, so I thought that might be fun. I'm enjoying Phoenix Wright. You know, at first I didn't like Danganronpa because it was like a visual novel and I just didn't play visual novels, but ever since I started playing Phoenix Wright, I really liked it. I mean, this I'm really liking. Play Epic Yarn game. Kirby's Epic Yarn is my favorite game ever. For those of you who don't know, Kirby's Epic Yarn is in fact my favorite game ever. It's in the description. Don't play Danganronpa, that game will destroy you mentally. I'm okay with being destroyed mentally, I'm already destroyed physically. Play it. Wait, of all the people who are saying play it, David Dan, the one who doesn't like anime, is telling me to play it? DPPT. What is DPPT? DPPT. Oh, DDLC. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club. So maybe, you know what? Maybe after Phoenix Wright, I'll play Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, and then after that, I'll play Undertale. I will not play FPS. I am not. I can't. Long story short, it's not that I don't want to play an FPS. It's that I actually can't play an FPS. Like FPSs make me dizzy. I've tried. I tried playing Borderlands 3. I couldn't play it because it just makes me dizzy. DDLC is a no. But what if JoJo said yes? Oh, hell no. I don't know. Doki Doki Literature Club has actually been very, very, very requested by many people who watch the stream. I don't know anything about it other than it's a horror game, so. But how the hell is it a horror game? I still don't understand how it's a horror game. It's literally about girls reading books! It isn't? It isn't a horror game on the outside. Oh, so is it more like just like... It kinda just makes you feel uncomfortable or something like that? Is it like one of those games that just like, you know, they're cute, but they kinda just make you feel awkward? You know my mom's address? Can you give it to me? Because I forgot to write it down. I need my mom's address right now. It will crush my prefrontal cortex. It's a good thing I have all that other brain. Psychological. Oh, so it's kind of like a psychological thing. Okay. It's also cringe. I mean, all anime is cringe to you, right? But even though it's cringe, I don't mind cringing. Sometimes you need a good cringe. Plus, don't do it. Is this like a don't do it for you or don't do it for me? The chat of this chat asks you not to. Well, we'll see. That's still in the future. Don't do it for us. Well, that's still in the future. We'll see. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to the next 2 streams. I wanted to try this indie game for a while, and then after that I'm going to do Fire Emblem, which, I mean, I'm not going to give away which house I think is the best, but there's a certain very, very, very cute, very attractive, white-haired little girl. Why did I say little girl? Oh god, now I sound like a creep. Erase from your mind! Wait, there is a very, very, very attractive young lady with white hair. who happens to be on red team. And well, red's my favorite color, and white-haired beautiful girls are my favorite white-haired beautiful girls. So, I mean, I'm not saying that she's the best. I'm just implying it. Oh, speaking of which, if you guys actually have clips, feel free to post them onto your channels if you want, if you'd like. As long as you post a link back to my stream, I have no problem with it. In fact, I encourage you guys to do it. Thanks, main character. Anyway, it looks like chat's calming down since today is more of a chill discussion day. So probably around like 7:15, we'll just call it a day. Have a little bit of an shorter stream today. So do you guys have any video games you guys are looking forward to that are coming out soon? I'm gonna start a Twitter mob. Uh-oh. I do in fact have a Twitter. I'm gonna get canceled so hard on Twitter. Your own game. Oh, okay. Right, you're coding a game. I hope that goes well. Yeah, believe it or not, the few games I feel very, very comfortable with are strategy and economics games and platformers. Those are the two like action-oriented games that I actually feel really, really comfortable with. Breath of the Wild 2, yeah, that's coming out next year. Well, we don't know, it might get delayed, let's be real here. In fact, it's probably going to get delayed, let's be real here. Actually, no, it's going to get delayed, let's be real here. But, even though it gets delayed, hopefully it's a good one. Yeah, but, you know. I've learned from the ways of John Wolfe. I know what scares them easy, and I will make mannequin pants. What, you mean like horror games? Nothing scares me, please. Please! Excuse me, princess. Your horror game. Ah, you're making a horror game. Oh yeah, press X to doubt is a, isn't that a Detroit Become Human meme? 'Cause I know Detroit Become Human is like essentially like it's essentially a visual novel, right? Where you make choices and the story changes. Oh, it's not. You just licked a Nintendo Switch game? Yeah, generally food that isn't meant to... Generally things that aren't meant to be eaten don't taste very good. I would recommend against it. Oh, you live in Michigan? That's pretty cool. Hello, Kioma. We're just having a chat and discussion. How's it going? Oh, you're heading out? David Dan? No. Yeah, so if you live near Detroit, then you live essentially on the border of Canada. Is that right? Oh, dang. Dang, Kioma. You didn't have to do him like that. Dang, Kioma, don't do him like that. The only thing that's in South Dakota is Mount Rushmore. Nothing else, just Mount Rushmore. No, you are definitely on the border of Canada. Detroit's definitely on the border of Canada. Google it. Google it. I know I'm right on this. No, I'm not falling for that a second time, Az. I do like him though. I live close to an hour drive, but Mount Rushmore is fucking boring. You know what? You know what, Puffin? Sometimes not having much is like the best thing ever. Like, for real. Sometimes just like having the opportunity to have a simple life is like the freaking best. Like, for me, for example, every like street I walk across since I'm in LA has freaking tourists on it. And it's the most annoying thing. It's the most annoying thing. Do you know what's the most annoying thing? Is that there are tourists that pretend to be locals, and we clearly know you're not a local. Because they're like trying to act like California, like freaking like California culture dresses. Like, you don't even dress like a person who grows up here. It's like you don't have to fake it. Just be a tourist. It's okay. Nobody cares. But it's like, damn, it's the most annoying thing. So be happy that you don't have very much. Do I want to hear a funny story about your friend Maurice? Yeah, tell me about Maurice. Oh, really? Well, they're tasty. I'm drinking a soda today. It's not healthy, but I deserve to be unhealthy every once in a while, right? Have you guys been exercising? Have you guys been getting out and running and doing push-ups. Come on, tell me you guys have been healthy or something. You ate a fruit. That's you gotta go out and exercise. Yeah, and Kioma, you gotta go out and exercise! You know what? I posted this on poll a few days ago about a Ring Fit Adventure stream. And of 35 votes, freaking 80% of you said yes. And now I'm in trouble. Because now I gotta go get Ring Fit Adventure and stream an exercise program for you all. God damn! What have I done? Oh man. What am I gonna do? What poll was it? Right there. We will be lazy while I work. Every time I go out, tourists ask me what's the quickest route to like Mount Rushmore. I suppose, like I'm supposed to take my dirty ass car and see what's the fastest route. You know, at that point you just point that way and just go. Yeah, so eventually I'm going to do Ring Fit Adventure for you guys. I can't believe it got freaking 80%. I think this is the highest of the most one-sided poll I've ever had. God, I'm horrified because I always present myself like, oh yeah, I play volleyball, and then you guys are I'm gonna be exposed for the unhealthy fraud that I am. I should play Subnautica. Isn't that a survival game? It's on sale right now too, 50% off. Oh, it looks interesting. Looks kind of scary. The ocean is scary, bro. At some point, I think the problem with survival games right now is that there are just so many of them. So there's this survival game and then there's that survival game, and it's like for example, Minecraft is kind of like a resources and survival game too. So I have to be careful about how many survival games I start, because once you start them, they pretty much just never end. But I will take a look at this one. It looks interesting. The Lotion. I don't know what Ring Fit Adventure was till just now. Just had to say that. I mean, I have no idea. Wait, you're playing Ring Fit Adventure right now, Dax? Like, right this moment? I said I don't like first-person shooters? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. Oh, you're playing Subnautica right now. Dang, I thought you were like working out. while I was streaming, you're like, man, I've been doing push-ups all throughout your stream. You gotta get them chess games, man. You're heading out, Az? Thanks so much for stopping by. Hopefully you can come by for my indie game. Dang, I got a chat! Finally! One chat! Yeah, hopefully you can stop by next time for the indie game. And then after that, as we begin, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Oh. Okay. Wait, no more simping! I didn't simp! I've been a good boy! I've been a good boy! I have been a good boy! I have not simped all stream except for every single time I've seen Roadson, or every time I went to Gerudo Town, or when I saw Saki, or when I went to the Zora and looked at Mifa's statue, or when I was with Sidon, or when I was hanging out with Hephaestus or the Koroks. But besides that... And you answer Colonel House and Flags and Wheels. Then if they come back to my work and say I didn't like them, I just act like I wasn't there. Dang. You know what? That's the problem, right? People ask, like, what are good places to eat? It's like, places you like to eat are opinionated. You know? I remember I was like, oh, what's a good place to, like, there was a friend who was coming by, he's like, oh, what's a good place to eat? It's like, oh, there's a good sushi place. Oh, I don't like sushi. Oh, well, there's a good Mexican place over there. I don't like Mexican food. Oh, what about, there's a really great burger joint. I don't like burgers. Like, then what do you want? What do you want? I have not simped. 0 simps. Go Kobe beef. Nah, man. The thing is, you know, there are a lot of people who hear things like Kobe and Wagyu, and they put it on burgers and stuff, and they think like, oh, this is gonna be good. It's like, fancy names don't necessarily make good burgers, you know? You're gonna add some guns. Well, I mean, protection's good. A singular slice of cheese. And it has to be triangular. It has to be triangular so it doesn't even fit over all the patties. No, that's exactly what Kobe beef is. It's essentially incredibly marbled beef. 1 cheese slice. Do you guys have a favorite vegetable? I really like Brussels sprouts, but for some reason nobody else does. You've been learning Tagalog. Cilantro, or you hate it. I don't like cilantro. Cilantro's awful. You've been learning Tagalog. How's that going? Learning languages is tough. Yeah, I really don't like cilantro. Apparently it's genetic whether or not you like cilantro. But I suppose a lot of things you like or dislike are genetic, so... I said it wrong? It took time to load back into the stream. Oh, did something happen? I hope your internet's doing okay, Kiyama. Are you guys back? Can you hear me? Hello? Alright, great. Yeah, I actually got a blip on my side as well, so it might have been a server thing. Your favorite veggie is a carrot? See, that counts as a, wait. Carrots are also roots, right, though? So do potatoes actually count? Maybe potatoes count. Huh. I don't know. Garlic. I don't know if garlic counts. These are so non-standard, non-traditional vegetables. You guys are breaking me right now. I was just hoping for like a lettuce or like a cucumber or a squash or a bell pepper. It's like, no, garlic and potatoes. How am I supposed to classify that? Also, make sure you eat your vegetables, guys. Vegetables are good for you. Lots of vitamins. They help you with endurance and stamina. They help you with muscle growth. They help you get more energy. You know, it's not the vegetables that give you energy, but you know, the things that that you eat from vegetables help you be more energetic. Back in my day, we used to eat all our vegetables before dessert. You gotta do it. And more exercise, guys. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. I will make sure you guys don't die even if it kills you. Wait. 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 What? Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, by the way, so next stream, guys, we're going to be, taking a 1 week break. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 week break from Phoenix Wright, and we're gonna be playing an indie game, which is about survival, just like fun survival. And after that, we're gonna go back and see whether or not Edgeworth is a murderer. And I'm gonna be honest here, I'm pretty sure he is, because he be killing them ladies. Anyway, I think you all are getting tired. I'm getting tired too, even though it's early. I should probably go look for something to eat for dinner. So, thanks for coming by, everyone. It was a bit of a short stream. The Q&A ended a little bit quickly, but I have no problem with that. I'm just glad that you all came along and said hi, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next stream, which is Thursday, for our indie game, Don't Escape 4 Days to Die. And then after that, on Saturday for some Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Alright, thanks so much for showing up, everyone. You all have a good night. See ya.